Good morning, everyone. Namaste. I'm going to call in Archangel Michael to cleanse this space, to clear out all negative and lower vibrations from our mind, body, and soul, home and hearts, placing the white light of protection on us with this blue seal. And we are going to be doing a trigger warning for PTSD, depression, and anxiety. So if you're not prepared to deal with that, that's okay. Just go ahead and scroll. We're going to be reading more out of my book, The Body Keeps the Score, Brain, Mind, and Body in the Healing of Trauma. And we are currently on Stuck in Trauma. It says, our clinic was inundated with the veterans seeking psychiatric help. However, because of acute shortage of qualified doctors, all we could do was put most of them on the waiting list, even as they continued brutalizing themselves and their families. We began seeing a sharp increase in arrest of veterans for violent offenses and drunken brawls, as well as an alarming number of people passing away, taking their life. I received permission to start a group for young Vietnam veterans to serve a sort of holding tank until the real therapy could start. At the opening session for the group of former Marines, the first man to speak flatly declared, "I do not want to talk about the war." I replied that the members could discuss anything that they wanted. After a half hour of excruciating silence, one veteran finally stated to talk about his helicopter crash. To my amazement, the rest immediately came to life, speaking with great intensity about their traumatic experience, all of them returning to following week and week after. In the group, they found resonance in meaning what had previously been only sensation of terror and emptiness. They felt a renewed sense of the camaraderie that had been so vital to their war experience. They insisted that I had to be a part of their newfound unit and gave me a Marine captain uniform for my birthday. In retrospect, the gesture revealed part of the problem. You were either in or you were out. You were either belonging to the unit or you were nobody. And after the trauma, the world becomes sharply divided between who knows and who doesn't. People who have not shared the traumatic experience cannot be trusted because they don't understand. And sadly, this often includes spouses and children and coworkers. And I want to leave it at that. A couple different things I want to talk about. Just how much impactful the group setting actually is and how beneficial that really truly is. So if you are struggling with anything, first thing I would do, especially if you cannot afford getting, intense therapy, would be to look into group, things. You lost a child, look into group activities, local YMCAs, stuff like that. But the group setting is really going to help because you're going to connect and you're going to stop feeling like it's just you that's going through the problem. You're going to start to be like, okay, well, Johnny, Tommy, Lisa, they're all going through it too. I'm a part of this group, and you're going to get that unity sense. So I really, really express to look into group settings. I had just lost a child last year, and I had to do group therapy. And at first I was like, I wasn't really into it because a lot of them still had other children and I didn't. And I knew that was going to be difficult for me, but I really just could relate to them more than I could relate to anybody else in my life at that time. And it was very, very impactful and helpful. The other thing that I wanted to say is that, I just feel like also journaling would be very beneficial. Screaming into a pillow would be very beneficial if you have that pent-up anger. But that journaling every night and releasing what you need help with to God. I express journaling a lot to people and they don't want to do it, but I'm telling you, once you take the pen to the paper, you're going to be surprised on how much you're going to release. And you can tell the pen to the paper anything, and God will never judge you. He's never going to tell your secrets. So that's the beauty about therapy, is you don't have to worry about people then turning around and holding it against you. So I personally was on the human trafficking team. I worked with Wayne County Police. I worked, I hate to use it, but it was all for assault for, children. And I really much had a sense of unity with them. And when I left that, it was very difficult on me because I was kind of on my own. So I understand why people that are in the war who leave and then are on their own, why they go through what they go through. And I'm telling you, it's highly beneficial if you look into those groups for anybody that's struggling. Even online groups are beneficial. So I love you all. Have a blessed day, and namaste. 555 on the time.